you the show that separates fact from fiction. On David Mitchell's team tonight, a comedian who once appeared in a stage version of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, a musical about a flying car. I'm surprised that took off. It's Jason Manfred. And a former Bake Off star, but don't worry, I'm not going to do any cheap baking puns, not for all the dough in the world. It's Bryony May Williams. And on Lee Mack's team tonight, a pop star who as a child often appeared with her mum on Blue Peter, presumably introduced with the words, "Here's one I made earlier." It's Sophie Ellis-Bextor. And a comedian who supports Arsenal. So tonight we've put him on a team full of promise that will nevertheless lose. It's Lois O'Donnell. We begin with round one. Truths, where our panellists read out a statement from the card in front of them. To make things harder, they've never seen the card before, they have no idea what they'll be faced with. It's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. And Jason, you're first tonight.
I taught my kids the alphabet by singing it to the EastEnders theme tune.
Well, we've got to hear it.
Jason's panicking now because he knows the EastEnders theme tune but doesn't know the alphabet. But I'm going to ask you to interject because good. We can't win. If he does it badly, he might be bluffing. If he does it well...
We'll all try and do it together.
Well, I mean, I taught my children. I can teach you.
Yeah.
It's just one note, one letter. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Lovely.
No. But that's not got a definite end.
It does,
It's
doesn't
stopped.
it?
It is.
And
I don't
that's
think
how you learn the alphabet.
Yes. He didn't do that,
You're
did
a
he?
better parent than I am. No, I might incorporate that. I've got a 3-year-old who's going through it at the moment.
Okay.
So,
Right.
although we're doing it with Corrie, trying to mix it up a little
You
bit.
do Corrie for counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Are there any other things you put to theme tunes?
Yeah, we do the periodic table elements to Doctor Who.
EastEnders on in South Africa.
No.
The box set and catch up.
It was a letter to a note. But you could have gone A, B, C, D, F, G.
Yeah, but I wanted to make
I
it...
haven't finished. H, I, K, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W,
Sticking on his song on the end.
I don't want to put you in this invidious position, but as a pop star, if you had to choose between one or the other, which would you go for?
I did really enjoy
Thanks
it.
very much.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, is it true?
I don't know, I was just thinking about you saying it. Would you choose me or Jason? I don't think it should be swiping left for both. I don't think it should be swiping right for both. I don't know which way around it is, but you can use that in the edit.
I think it's not true.
Sophie?
I'm going to say it's a lie.
Yeah, I think it's a lie.
Jason, truth or lie?
It is a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. Jason didn't teach his kids the alphabet using the EastEnders theme. Bryony, you're next.
Oh.
When Paul Hollywood fell asleep in the tent at the Bake Off wrap party, Prue and I piped icing on his face and sprinkled him with hundreds and thousands.
Please do.
Did he wake up when you were doing this?
No.
Whose idea was it?
It was Prue's idea.
Was it? Did she have to persuade you, or were you well up for it?
Oh no, I was well up for it.
You should check, don't you? So, do you know what we're talking about? Is this on in South Africa?
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
It's a televised baking competition.
Okay, cool. I get that.
You don't have Bake Off over there?
We would describe it to you, but we know your reaction would be, and that's a television programme.
I'm surprised this is a television program.
Encourage him. Now, what happened when he woke up then? Give us his reaction.
Okay, hold on. Is he one of the contestants?
He's the judge.
He's the judge.
Paul Hollywood is quite like a lot of people fancy him, and there's a moment where if he shakes your hand, you've done exceptionally well.
It's called the Hollywood handshake.
Yeah.
When I was on, I got the Hollywood handshake.
I never got one.
No.
Never got one.
Annoying though, took my hand away, my watch was gone.
Sorry, tell us, Brian, Bryony,
okay.
when he was roused, how did he... when he was aroused from his sleep, what I'm doing Kenneth Williams. What was his reaction when he woke up?
Well, he's very angry. He just got really cross, shouted at us and stormed off.
Fair enough. Well, what do you think? I mean, she was definitely on Bake Off, we know that.
Yeah. Well, I like to think that poor Hollywood will just find it a bit funny and just sort of go, oh,
You guys.
cheeky, yeah, you guys. Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's a lie too.
You say lie.
Yeah.
You say lie. I've got to go with my team.
I say it's a lie. Okay, Bryony, was it true or was it a lie?
It was a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. Bryony didn't cover Paul Hollywood's face in sprinkles. Loisa, you're next.
Once while staying in a hotel, I was accused of keeping a baby in my suitcase.
Wow,
Keep it in, Steve.
this program's taken a turn.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, keeping a baby.
Very good. It's nice proper jokes.
Keeping a baby in a suitcase.
Yeah.
So how did this accusation come about?
I was in a hotel foyer and someone said, "Sir, there's a baby in your suitcase." This is a bit crazy, but I have an alarm.
Yeah.
And it wakes me up in the morning, so I will miss my flight. And so this particular time, I'd woken up early.
Okay. Yeah.
And so the alarm didn't go off and I didn't switch it off.
Oh, I see. And what is the sound of
It's
the
a
alarm?
crying baby.
So you've chosen... So do you have children? You have children of your own?
No, I don't have it.
You have to think about that then. So no children, but you've decided to do is get the worst part of having children and make it your alarm clock.
Yeah, well, that's because my friends who have kids have told me that that sound will definitely wake you up.
Oh, I see.
So it was still in your suitcase, and then it went off, and the crying appeared from the suitcase.
Did you have to open the suitcase to prove that it wasn't a baby?
At some point, yeah.
Did you? Of course you did. Can you imagine security going, is that a baby in there? No. All right, there were babies.
Jason, what do you think?
I sort of think it's true. It's so crazy.
What do you think?
Yeah, I'm kind of at that same point that it's so crazy that it might be true.
Yeah, it might be true. I mean, I don't understand why the noise of a baby crying rather than a normal alarm.
Well, think about it this way.
Yeah.
The same app gives you like tons of sort of sounds to go to sleep to as well.
Why is he trying to convince us?
Yes, he's trying to convince
He's trying to
us.
convince us. We're already going towards it.
That's the obvious sign of a lie when people want you to believe it.
Come on, what's it going to be?
Oh, I'm baffled.
You're a little thrown, aren't you?
I think of it as a little throne. Thank you.
True.
You still think true despite the last minute attempt to convince?
Yeah, I think it's double bluffing.
Still true?
I'd lie.
You've gone over.
Sorry.
So very good. I'm going to go true.
Oh, how upsetting will that be for Bryony? You're essentially calling her a liar.
I'm not calling her a liar. I'm calling her an idiot.
All right, Loisa, was it the truth or was it a lie?
It is the absolute truth.
It's true. Loisa was accused of having a baby in his suitcase. Sophie, you're next.
During lockdown, I cut my son's hair so badly I gave him £20 to tell his dad he'd done it himself.
David's team.
So what went wrong with the styling?
I am really bad with cutting my son's hair. I've tried a few times with different kids, and
All your own, though.
yeah,
What was the look you were going for?
just to make it shorter, just to trim.
And if you had to pick between, say, mine and Rob's and Lee's, what would have been the dream style?
You're looking like a woman who needs more options.
None of you really have the same hair as Ray. It's almost like quite a surfer dude at the moment, and I just tried to give it so that he could just see again.
Surfer dude, Sir David.
How did your husband, their dad, react?
So he guessed pretty quickly, but I think Richard mainly found it funny. luckily.
Oh, okay. That's lucky, because it's pretty awful.
What, the bribery bit?
Well, all of it, actually.
Can you imagine that? Taking money for lying.
I think
Do that.
So what's it going to be?
I think true, because as someone who uses bribery regularly in parenting, I would say that's completely plausible.
I can completely believe the story. I just think you've priced yourself wrong. It's too much. Well, you've got to be thinking chocolate. That's the thing. Because the thing about chocolate is that children really like it, but it's incredibly inexpensive. My parents brought me up to believe that a chocolate digestive cost about £75.
All right, so what's it going to be?
I think it's a lie. I feel
It's a
like
lie.
we should do
It's
that.
true. I think we're going to go lie.
Sophie, truth or lie?
Luckily, I was lying.
Yes, it's a lie. Sophie didn't give her son a terrible haircut. Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. This week, each of David's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest, and it's up to Lee's team to spot who is telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Kath. So, Jason, what is Kath to you?
This is Kath. She got angry with me because I couldn't stop eating her dog's sausages.
Right, Jason's sausage saviour. Bryony, how do you know Kath?
This is Kath. I had to strip her of first prize in a baking contest when I found out that somebody else had made her cake.
Right, Bryony's bogus baker. And finally, David, what is your relationship with Kath?
This is Kath. Together, we recently enjoyed a 5-mile ride on a tandem.
So there we have it. Is Kath Jason's sausage saviour, Bryony's bogus baker, or David's cycling sidekick? Lee, where would you like to begin?
Start with Jason. When was this?
Gosh, when was this?
I mean, give us a decade.
It was recent. It was in the last year.
In the last year,
It was about 4 months ago.
how long did it happen for?
Just over a year.
So for just over a year, you've been eating her dog sausages.
That's right.
Right. Just one more question.
Oh, right.
What the hell are you talking about?
Kath has got a cafe
Yeah.
and that sells sausages.
Right.
What's the texture of the sausages?
I wasn't expecting that question.
There were pork sausages, sliced up, and for dogs.
So she's your local cafe owner.
That's right. Yeah.
Right. You go into this cafe for
I go into the cafe.
Yeah. How often do you go?
Like at one point every day.
Why?
Because it's in a square.
What does that
It's
mean?
in the square where I live.
It's in the square where you live?
Yeah.
Where do you live? Trumpton?
I've got an office and it's near Kath's.
Okay, this is during the lockdown.
It was during lockdown.
Was Kath's Cafe open?
Only for outside use.
These sausages, are they already outside on the table as a treat for the dogs?
Yes.
How many tables of sausages?
One, of course.
Just one?
Just the one. You weren't allowed to sit at the tables because it was locked down.
Oh, so I see. So humans weren't allowed to sit down, but loads of dogs were going, have you been? You're right.
What sort of dog do you have?
No, I don't have a dog.
What makes them different, like, types of sausage? Why would they not be for humans as well?
Well, I thought they were. I thought they were sausage samples.
Okay. Well, you thought to me, I'll have number 3, please.
Wait.
Yeah.
Did she reprimand you multiple times or once?
Actually, she's never reprimanded me.
Well, hang on.
If you say you didn't stop, that means it happened multiple times. It can't happen once.
Can I say...
No. You're getting me mixed up. You're getting me mixed up here. Sophie, what?
No one's ever done that on this show before. No, I'll take another question, please. It's not a question, sir. Yes, the lady there in the sparkling dress. What would you like to say? Just answer the question!
So what happened was she put a sign up to say, "Can you stop eating the dog sausages?"
Just dear Jason.
No, it was a general, like, someone's eating the sausages.
Yeah. I'll turn around and if the back of the table will say no more.
How many times did you do it
Okay.
How did you find out that you were in the wrong?
When he was on all fours licking the water. She said, as rough as the rock.
Because one day I got to the cafe and there was a sign saying these sausages are for dogs, can you stop it?
Did you go in and tell her? Oh, by the way, that was me. I think it might be mainly me eating the sausages.
I never went face to face there, oh, by the way.
So you didn't mention it to her at all?
No.
Must have got a hell of a shot when she got the call to come down to her. What the hell's this about? Okay, I'll come then. But what the hell am I going to hear? Has he been stealing from his shop? What's he been doing? No, she just came down. Yeah, I'll come. Don't you want to know why? Yeah! I'm going to be left home, I'm bankrupt. Someone keeps eating all my dog sausages.
Who would you like to quiz next?
I mean, wow. Give the poor fella a break. Jason, have a drink. We'll come back to you in a minute.
There's a bowl on the floor there. Miss Briney, what's your claim?
I had to strip Kath of her first place title because her cake, she'd not baked it.
Okay.
And when was this?
This was August 2019.
That's post-Bake Off for you.
Post-Bake Off, yeah.
Is it a village fete or something?
Yeah, a little village just outside of Bristol.
So people just bring the cakes to the competition? That means you don't see the process. They bring the cake.
Yes.
It's an absolute lie because you don't run a competition that way.
What do you mean?
What?
People just can't bring the cake.
They can.
Yeah, they do it all the time.
Yeah.
That
In the same way in village...
is so flawed in so many
Yeah, but no, what you're doing is deconstructing 300 years of British
I'm
culture.
going to say
Let's let Bryony now paint a picture of the whole day.
So it's like, classic village fete, and they had a little marquee trying to recreate the tent, and people brought their cakes for me to judge.
What was Kath's cake?
Kath's cake was a chocolate fudge cake.
And who had made Kath's cake?
And what, before you tell us, how did you find out?
Yeah.
Someone else...
Well, this is very village fatey, but it was actually one of her neighbours came over to tell me that she knew that Kath had bought it.
Oh, she'd bought it!
Like Midsummer Murders.
Didn't the box and the cellophane and the price sticker give it away?
It said taste the difference on it, I didn't pick up on it.
You're always making caterpillar cake.
So what did you do? You were given this information, puts you in a very difficult position.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Well, I pulled Kath aside and had a little
You
chat.
didn't hesitate.
Yeah, I had a little chat with her.
And what happened then?
Well, she was remorseful, but we had to take first prize off her because I can't give her first prize for a cake that she didn't even make.
I'll tell you what we have learned. Despite what Bake Off tell you, shop bought, clearly nicer than homemade.
What about David?
David. It was so long ago. What did he say?
I said, this is Kath, and together we recently enjoyed a 5-mile ride on a tandem.
Right. Front or back for you?
Yeah.
Front. And how do you know Kath?
From the tandem ride.
This first time you met was...
That was the
You
first
met her
time
on
we
the
met.
bike?
I met her.
Wow, that's a place to be, isn't it?
No, I met her.
Stop riding so close.
I hired this with Kath at a bike hire shop in the New Forest.
Sorry, you hired it with her,
Yes?
but you don't know her.
No, we were in the queue.
Right.
The only bike that remained
Oh!
was a tandem.
Oh!
What were you doing in the New Forest in the first place? Why were you down there?
I was down there shooting a big new drama for Sky.
What sort of character were you playing? Posh and repressed or repressed and posh?
That's the journey, actually. It goes from one to the other, and it's over just 12 episodes.
I don't understand the motivation to do it. Why was it important that you ride on that particular day if you're there shooting something and you can come back the next day?
Well, I had a surprise day off because Ian McKellen's knee was playing up.
I didn't say Ian McKellen's knee was playing my part.
No, we was...
He'd do a good job,
Yeah, no,
wouldn't he?
It's not working. Could we give David the day off and let my knee do
I
it?
have to say, there's a wonderful sarcastic expression that puts me to shame. But anyway, I was determined to have a bit of recreational fun in the New Forest, and I wasn't going to give up on a bike ride just because I was last in the queue.
When you got off the bike, did you spend a little bit longer together? Did you say coffee or anything like that, or did you just end it there?
Pedalo?
It was, we had I think a 2 or 3 minute chat, but we didn't go for coffee.
I'll tell you what, David, it strikes me that Kath does look as though she could be on the back of a tandem. If you were to position yourself in front of her, that might sway the team.
In your view, would achieve that?
I think it would, yes.
All right, I will do it. I have done my warm-up, but, leg goes over the...
Well, that's a very low crossbar.
No, absolutely. I do have trouble with it. Fortunately, they had a little set of steps. So I was able to imagine I'm climbing the steps, over I go, onto the seat, very comfy. There we go. And
Now, you want to check that Kath was happy.
Are you happy, Kath? Are you happy, Kath? There's a yes, and off we go. There we go. Some New Forest ponies there. That one looks like it's got mange. Over a cattle grid.
David, I have to tell you, she's making very little effort.
Do you know there are times in your life where you question some of your career choices? Back to the hire shop, there we go. Both brakes, there we go. There we go. Put it and then prop the thing up, down the little staircase. Very nice to meet you, Kath.
We need an answer. Is Kath Jason's sausage saviour, Bryony's bogus baker, or David's cycling sidekick?
It's a hard one, this. I'm going to let you two decide.
I'm going to go with Jason.
You're saying Jason ate dog sausages.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the cake one, actually.
Okay, I'm slightly more towards
Okay,
Jason. Oh, have you changed?
But
Stop growling, it sounds like you've had dog sausages.
What are you going to go for? Sausage?
We can do sausages. It goes better with 8.
Okay, we're going to go sausages.
Yeah.
Are you happy with sausage?
I'm happy with sausage.
All right, here we go.
I'm not happy with sausage, I think it's cake, but we'll go sausage.
Well, go with what you think.
Cake. You can always compromise and go tandem.
I think you're going cake. Kath, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm Kath, and I have to stop Jason eating the dog sausage.
Yes, that is Jason's sausage saviour. And we can see a picture of the sign that she wrote now. There it is, look. That's it. Please don't take the doggy sausage. It makes them sad. We're really hungry. We have human treats, you idiot, Jason. Thank you very much indeed, Kath. Which brings us to our final round, Quickfire Live, and we start with... It's... Lee.
Possession.
Now, behind you, there is a possession. Could you bring it to the desk, please?
Oh.
Okay, now pop it on the desk.
Oh, yes. There we go.
Right.
This should be easy. Right, just get rid of that. This is the black cloth that to stop the sunlight waking me up in the morning.
Now, I think you're being deliberately obtuse for comic effect.
Here we go. These are my uncle's bagpipes. Years ago, I used to go busking and would pretend to play them while miming along to a speaker hidden under my kilt.
How long ago was this?
Oh, this was years ago.
Years ago. Just thinking the size of speakers years ago.
What, give us a taste of the size of the speaker.
It was about so big.
Can you pick them up and show us how you
Show us
hold
how
them?
you style this out with the bagpipes.
Well, how you hold the bagpipes?
Indeed.
Okay, well,
Confident.
so you get the you get this bit like that, and then you swing it like that, and then you stand like that, and then
Is that one meant to hang there?
yeah, no, that's to hide the wire.
Must have been a strange sensation having something hanging that far down.
It's not so much how far down it was hanging, it was the noise it was making that was different. I just want to do that. Sorry. We've done all we can for your octopus, I'm afraid we had to put it down.
When you're ready, just press your crotch
Lee, so far it's very convincing.
Now a group of small children sat and they're transfixed by what they see. All right, we've suffered enough. Yeah.
You wonder why they want independence.
Did anybody ever rumble you?
Yeah, I was rumbled. Yeah, I was rumbled on a few occasions.
Well, there's quite a lot of Scottish people visiting London as well.
There is,
Were
yeah.
they insulted or did they find you up? You know,
They'd say like, "Oh, where are you from?" And I'd,
hi, where are they from?
Just like,
So what do you think, Bryony? Truth or lie?
I'm thinking lie.
Okay, Jason.
I mean, I want it to be true so bad, but it just can't be.
David, you're clearly going to go with your team.
On this occasion, I am.
Let's say it's a lie. Lee, truth or lie?
it was in fact a lie.
It's a lie. Lee didn't pretend to play the bagpipes. Well, that noise signals time is up. It's the end of the show, and I can reveal that David's team have 4 points and Lee's team have 2. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Good night.